What if the next words that come out of your mouth could switch on instinctive attraction in a woman without you chasing, performing, or begging for attention? Would you dare to use them? Listen carefully. You are about to learn the architecture of talk that magnetizes feminine attention, stabilizes your frame, and creates a pull so strong that even silence begins to work on your behalf. This is not a collection of cheesy lines or a performance designed to impress. This is a field-tested operating system built from persuasion science, evolutionary psychology, attachment research, and the craft of calibrated conversation. I'm going to give you a set of laws, sequences, and phrasing blueprints that make your presence feel inevitable. I'll show you how to talk so she relaxes, gets curious, self-discloses, and starts investing. How to build tension without weird games. How to demonstrate value verbally without bragging. And how to close the interaction with clarity and masculine ease. You will stop sounding like every other man and start sounding like a man who leads himself first. Stay with me until the very end, and you'll walk away able to build instant rapport, screen for compatibility without seeming judgmental, and create moments she replays long after you're gone. First, understand the frame you must inhabit before you speak. Women read subtext faster than men deliver content. Your voice, pace, and word choice are signals of your nervous system, your boundaries, and your expectations. Before you approach or reply, give yourself a directive. I am not here to audition. I am here to observe, calibrate, and lead a clean, enjoyable conversation that reveals reality. That internal instruction sets your tempo. Slow down 10%. Lower your tone just a notch from your daily speaking voice. Pause a fraction longer after your statements. Calm pacing is interpreted as internal security. When you rush, you broadcast scarcity. When you pause, you broadcast choice. Now, the core principle. You do not try to be interesting. You make her feel interested in herself in your presence. The fastest way to do that is through targeted curiosity. Questions that allow her to reveal something she is proud of, something she protects, and something she wants. Pride, protection, and pursuit. These three lenses open doors in her mind. Pride exposes identity. Protection exposes boundaries. Pursuit exposes desire. Your job is to ask like a man who can carry the truth without flinching. Here's how you open in a way that instantly separates you from noise. Use a neutral observation plus a clean intention. Neutral observation means you name something simple you noticed without judgment. Clean intention means you reveal why you're engaging without apology or fluff. Example: you have a very focused energy. I'm taking 60 seconds to meet you. That sentence does several things at once. It shows you noticed energy, not just looks, conveys discernment. It sets a time frame, conveys you are busy, not loitering. It states intention, conveys courage. If the context is different, the structure remains. Observation, plus container, plus intention. You look like you protect your mornings. I'm curious about what you refuse to start your day without. You seem like you choose your words carefully. I wanted to see if that's true. This is not a line. It's a template. Body language, shoulders back, weight equally distributed, eyes steady, half smile, and a micro nod after you speak as if handing her permission to respond. The nod signals leadership. Do it once, not repeatedly. The first minute is about safety and sorting. Safety isn't performative niceness, it is clarity. Sorting isn't judgment, it is leadership. You create safety by being explicit about your time and your intention. I have 2 minutes, then I'm heading out. You sort by asking for something real early. Quick read: are you more about spontaneous plans or precise calendars? Simple, non-threatening, but revealing. You're screening for lifestyle coherence without interrogating. If she answers, acknowledge and tease lightly to show backbone. Got it, calendar woman. You probably schedule your fun and still arrive early. Then flip to curiosity. What would I find blocked out on your ideal Sunday? You are already guiding the frame toward values and rhythm, not validation and biographies. From here, deploy the 2-track strategy: affect track and content track. The affect track is how she feels while talking to you: seen, teased, challenged, relaxed. The content track is the substance, what you exchange. Most men overinvest in content and starve the effect. You will feed both. On the affect track, rotate through 4 states in a loop: recognition, mischief, challenge, and warmth. Recognition means you reflect something non-obvious she just revealed. Mischief means you add a playful angle that implies you are not intimidated by her. Challenge means you ask for a standard or boundary. Warmth means you soften and appreciate. The loop could sound like this. You choose quality over quantity with friends. That tells me your time has weight. Recognition. Dangerous for me, though. I'm excellent at disrupting quiet routines with good plans. Mischief. If we did coffee, what's a non-negotiable for you besides decent beans? Challenge. Fair. I like that you protect that. Warmth. Keep that loop cycling every few exchanges. It prevents the conversation from flattening into polite interviews. On the content track, structure your conversation in 3 arcs: opening intrigue, identity contouring, and future pacing. Opening intrigue is about energizing curiosity and signaling standards. Identity contouring is where you explore values, skills, and edges. What makes her rare? Future pacing seeds continuity without needy promises. In opening intrigue, use language that frames you as choosing experiences, not chasing approval. I value conversations that stay curious rather than trying to win. My favorite people challenge me kindly. Does that match your style or not really? That sentence invites alignment or friction without pleading. If she agrees, you set a shared frame. If she disagrees, you respect it and pivot, which shows you can handle incongruence without emotional collapse. Identity contouring is surgical. Use tiered questions that escalate from light to specific to evocative. Light. What do you currently enjoy learning? Specific. What did that teach you about yourself that surprised you? Evocative. Where does that show up in how you handle stress? This tiered sequence moves from surface to reflective self-awareness. Listen for key words, verbs of effort and nouns of meaning. If she says, "I'm trying to be more consistent with training," that's effort. If she says, "I crave peace on Sundays," that's meaning. Mirror the meaning back first. Peace doesn't happen by accident. What do you remove to protect it? That question deepens intimacy without prying into private history. You're not asking for confessions, you're asking for standards. Confessions create drama, standards create respect. Now let's burn out the behaviors that sabotage you without your noticing. First, filler validating. When men sprinkle compliments to maintain interest, they leak authority. Replace generic compliments with calibrated recognition that ties to character or process. Instead of "you're beautiful," use "you carry yourself like someone who's decided what she'll accept." That is not flattery. It's an observation about boundaries. If she pushes back playfully, what makes you say that? You anchor it. Your eye contact is steady, and you took a beat before answering. People who need approval fill silence fast. You don't. You just delivered competence through precision. Second, over-questioning. Interrogation kills attraction because it makes her perform. You fix this by alternating questioning with self-reveals framed as stakes, not resumes. Stakes are what you value enough to defend. I'm ruthless about sleep if I'm training hard. Late nights are earned, not default. Short, vivid self-reveals that imply standards. Then you invite her take. What's one standard you defend even when people push? You keep the rhythm. Ask, reveal, invite. That rhythm feels like tennis, not a job interview. Third, explanation spirals. When you sense resistance, you do not escalate explanations. You reduce words and raise clarity. If she hesitates about continuing a chat, you do not argue. You define the container. No rush. I'm moving in a minute. Walk with me or we'll pick this up later. That communicates self-respect and options. If she declines, you exit warm and decisive. Pleasure meeting you. If we cross paths again, I owe you a recommendation for a quiet place. You protect your energy and you plant a light seed. Never a pleading one. Let's install the vocal toolbox that upgrades every sentence you say. Tonality. Default is warm, assertive. Low tension, high clarity. You vary tonality across 4 modes: invitation, statement, challenge, and tease. Invitation is softer and uptoned at the start, then flat at the end. Join me for a 2-minute caffeine detour. Statement is neutral, slightly downward inflection. I have 10 minutes before I head out. Challenge is slow with spacing. Convince me you didn't just say that without evidence. Tease is light, quick, with micro smile audible, bold move. High risk for average coffee. Practice switching modes mid-conversation to prevent monotony. Pacing. Use micro-pauses where tension should grow. After a curious question, hold eye contact and be silent. Silence is not empty. It is space where she can invest. If she fills it, you reward with attention, not interruption. If she tests you with a small push, do you talk like this to everyone? You do not defend. You pivot to clarity with a smirk. Only to the ones who make me take a second look. Short, clean, self-contained. Frame regained. Now we move into the center of the craft, compliance ladders and emotional contrast. Compliance ladder means you request small, low-investment actions that normalize your lead and build momentum. The first rung is conversational frame. Tell me the one thing people get wrong about you. The second rung is logistical micro move. Walk with me to the bar, the music's softer there. The third rung is shared decision. Let's put a pin in that debate and give it 5 minutes at the table. Each completed rung makes the next feel natural. If she resists a rung, you do not push. You reframe or you drop to a smaller rung. Two-step test then. One bold opinion and one unpopular preference. You keep it playful. The goal is not control. The goal is dance. Emotional contrast is what prevents comfort from becoming boredom. You alternate between lightness and depth, between precision and ambiguity. Lightness might be, I collect quiet coffee shops like other people collect playlists. Depth might be, I enjoy places where people speak at the level of intent, not performance. Precision, I prefer morning dates for first meetings. Ambiguity, I value low-noise environments for deciding if we should continue. Too much depth suffocates. Too much lightness floats away. Contrast keeps breath in the dynamic. Let's fix your initial approach anxiety with a protocol you can run anywhere. It has 3 steps. Lock your body, lock your breath, lock your first line. Lock your body by planting your feet and rolling your shoulders back once. Lock your breath by exhaling fully before speaking. Men hold a shallow breath and squeak. Release and speak. Lock your first line by choosing 1 observation plus 1 intention, as we covered. You've got the most focused expression in the room. I had to introduce myself before I leave. You want this line memorized as a template, not as a rigid script, so your brain doesn't scramble for safety. After the line, shut up for 2 seconds. Let her meet you. If you get a lukewarm response, you don't fold. You calibrate. You're mid-task. I'll be quick. What are you optimizing right now? Speed or quality? Oddly specific questions are sticky. They create a thinking moment. You want thinking moments. Now, qualification, the art of making her earn your continued attention without arrogance. You do this by communicating that your interest is conditional on compatibility, not on availability. I like women who can disagree kindly and still stay playful. Are you good at that or more all or nothing? The key is the calm tone. If she fires back, depends on the topic, you don't punish, you explore. Pick one where you refuse to compromise. You show spine by liking standards. You're not testing to trap her, you're testing to reveal her. The masculine frame is willingness to walk away from misalignment, not eagerness to extract approval. Handling tests is straightforward once you stop personalizing them. Tests are not attacks, they're measurements of steadiness. If she jokes, "Do you memorize these lines?" you don't defend. No, I just practice talking to people I find interesting instead of staring at my phone. You own the behavior. You reject the frame that you're gaming. If she says, "You must do this a lot," you neutralize with scarcity. I talk to very few. I follow through with even fewer. Deliver it gently. If she challenges a preference, morning dates are boring. You respond with strength and flexibility. Boring men make mornings boring. 30 minutes, bright space, good coffee, honest talk. If that's dull, we'll both pass. Now you've positioned mornings as a power move. Efficient, honest, adult. Let's talk about listening. Real listening, not waiting to talk. Active listening is table stakes. Attractive listening is anticipatory. You hear what she is about to reveal and make space for it. If she says, "I've been rethinking my routine," you ask, "Which part feels bloated?" It's a word she didn't use, but it captures the sensation. When you put the right word to her feeling, trust spikes. Another technique, label and pivot. Label what you hear. Sounds like you carry a quiet competitive fire. Then pivot to embodiment. Where does that show up most? Work, training, or your social circle? You direct the energy, and she follows. You need a repertoire of clean ends to prevent conversations from overstaying their peak. Exiting at the top preserves polarity. Use one of these: time-bound close, value-bound close, or curiosity-bound close. Time-bound. I'm jumping to a meeting. Enjoy the rest of your night. Value-bound. I don't overstay first conversations. This was solid. Curiosity-bound. We can continue the calendar versus spontaneity debate another day. If it's right to exchange details, make it masculine. Assume the exchange and give the container. Put your number in. I'll text you a time for a quick coffee this week, late morning. If she hesitates, drop the pressure gracefully. No stress. Good meeting you. You never argue people into yes. You create clean space for them to step into. Now, texting. Keep it minimal, purposeful, and momentum-driven. Your first message references a specific micro moment you created, not a generic hello. You owe me that one bold opinion you censored. Or, next time I'll challenge your mornings are boring thesis. If you set a plan, give a simple fork. Wednesday or Thursday, late morning, 25 minutes. Forks make it easy to choose. Open questions, push decisions, and invite delay. If she gives a vague response, you anchor once. Choose one and I'll lock it. If she remains vague, you state your standard and release. I prefer clear plans. If this week is messy, we'll try another time. You taught her that indecision doesn't move you. On the date, your talk must preserve the same triad: safety, sorting, and spark. Safety through clarity. I've got a hard stop in 40 minutes, so let's get to the fun part quickly. Sorting through standards. What's something you will not sacrifice for a relationship? Spark through play. I'm betting your answer is stricter than mine. You alternate micro teases with sincere recognition. When she shares something vulnerable, you do not therapize, you stabilize. Makes sense. Good on you for learning that boundary. Then pivot to the present. Where does that boundary make your life better this month? You keep it current. The past is for context. The present is for attraction. Let's add advanced tools: cold reads, future snapshots, and frame anchors. Cold reads are educated guesses you present lightly, ready to be corrected. You strike me as someone who handles emergencies well, but resents preventable chaos. If you're right, trust jumps. If you're wrong, she'll correct you, which still deepens the talk. Future snapshots are short, sensory descriptions that make her imagine you together without trying to sell it. I'm picturing a sunlight table, two ambitious people, one intense debate, and a bet on the result. You're seeding memory. Frame anchors are phrases you can repeat to recenter the conversation in your masculine values. I like clear yeses and clean nos. I choose ease with standards. Direct is kind. Repeat them occasionally. They become part of your identity in her mind. Resistance and boundaries are not obstacles. They are opportunities to reveal leadership. If she says, "I don't give my number out," do not negotiate. Offer an alternate container. Fair, take mine. If you change your mind, you know what to do. If she says, "I have a rule about first dates at night," you align and reframe. I respect rules. Morning coffee it is. 25 minutes. If she tries to drag you into debates that go nowhere, you cut cleanly. I enjoy debates that end with decisions. Let's park this one. You are not a performer locked on stage. You are a man setting the stage. Now the psychological triggers you can embody ethically: scarcity, authority, social proof, and novelty. Scarcity is your time and attention directed by standards, not by mood. Authority is your clarity and competence. You know what you value and you say it calmly. Social proof is implied by your ease in public spaces and your refusal to over-explain. People who have options act like it. Novelty is delivered through unexpected questions and the refreshing lack of performance. You never announce these, you embody them. Let's build a few dialogue patterns you can practice until they feel natural. Pattern 1. The values mirror. She reveals a preference. You mirror the value, then invite a test. You prefer small gatherings. Sounds like you value signal over noise. What's one signal you use to decide if someone's worth your time? Pattern 2. The playful disagreement. She claims something confidently. You challenge playfully and propose evidence. Mornings are boring. Counter-proposal. Mornings are a cheat code for honest conversations. We can test that hypothesis in 25 minutes. Pattern 3. The standard reveal. You state a standard and open a window for alignment. I don't chase texts. I plan. If that works, we'll get along. Pattern 4. The boundary compliment. She draws a boundary. You appreciate it and ask for context. Noted. Boundaries are attractive. What taught you to protect that? Pattern 5. The investment prompt. You ask for a tiny investment that builds momentum. Bring me your best cafe recommendation. I'll bring the controversial topic. Your nonverbal language must match your verbal precision. Sit or stand at a slight angle. Direct head-on stances can feel confrontational too early. Keep your gestures minimal and purposeful. Open palm when inviting, palm down when stating, index finger resting on your glass when challenging, then relaxing when she answers. Maintain eye contact during your questions and during her answers. Break eye contact when you make a teasing remark to reduce pressure and add play. Smile with the eyes more than with the mouth. Sincerity beats sales. When you agree, nod once. When you disagree, tilt your head and narrow your eyes slightly with a smirk. You can communicate an entire sentence with a well-timed look. I see you. I'm not impressed by theatrics. I appreciate honesty. Avoid the traps of bragging, complaining, and over-philosophizing. Bragging is a symptom of trying to manufacture value with words. Instead, demonstrate value by steering the interaction cleanly. Complaining reveals a man who believes he's acted upon. Attractive men act. Over-philosophizing often hides fear of intimacy. If you notice yourself drifting into abstractions, invite a concrete example. Let's make it real. Where did that show up this week? Bring it back to lived standards, not floating ideas. If you sense she's losing attention, do not push harder. Change state. Change location within the venue. Change topic to something sensory. Change posture from lean in to lean back. Ask a permissioned pivot. Pause. Different lane. What's your current favorite smell and why? Scent questions are visceral and shift the mood instantly. Or ask a micro dare. In 30 seconds, sell me a hill you'd die on. She laughs, you laugh, and the energy resets. Master state changes, and you master retention. Now teach your nervous system to hold tension. Tension is not conflict. It's charged presence. You build it by holding eye contact after a teasing line, by letting silence breathe, by letting her finish, and then pausing before you answer. You affirm your right to be there without rushing to please. If she flirts aggressively, you meet it without collapsing. Careful. I like bold women, but I reward consistency, not spikes. You've praised the energy but raised the standard. If she withdraws, you don't chase. You reduce stimulation. No problem. I'm going to grab water. You detach calmly. That calm detachment is the backbone of your talk. When it's time to escalate toward a plan, be concrete. Thursday, 11:30. That cafe with sunlight and decent chairs. 25 minutes. If we're bored, we bail. Deal? The humor softens the clarity. If she agrees, you confirm once and switch topics. Do not linger on logistics. It kills mystery. If she counteroffers, decide quickly. Do not drag decisions out. Decisive men are easy to relax into. During the date, create one peak moment on purpose. A peak can be a line that lands, a laughing fit, or a shared mini-bet. Peaks become memory anchors. Use the signature line, a sentence unique enough to bookmark you in her mind. I like the kind of quiet where truth shows up without being dragged. Or, I'm allergic to performative chaos. Use it once, naturally. She will remember. If physical escalation is appropriate, your words must remain as calm as your movements. You do not ask for permission like a teenager. You create momentum and give exits. I'm going to kiss you. If you don't want that, say so. Then you hold eye contact, wait half a beat, and proceed only if the moment is right. If she hesitates, you smile. Noted. No rush. You protect the frame and her comfort simultaneously. Now, a brief on ethics. Power without conscience is poison. You are not here to manipulate. You are here to reveal compatibility under honest pressure. Everything you say must be true for you to live. Do not pretend to hold standards you don't embody. Do not promise experiences you won't deliver. Do not simulate scarcity. Live a life that naturally makes your time precious. The most attractive talk is backed by a life that works. Practice regimen. 5-minute drills every day. Drill 1. Observation intention lines. Pick 3 people in your environment and silently craft observation plus clean intention for each. Drill 2. Values mirror. Take a simple preference and mirror the underlying value out loud to yourself. Prefers hikes becomes values unstructured challenge and quiet endurance. Drill 3. Tonality cycles. Read any paragraph in the 4 tonal modes: invitation, statement, challenge, tease, until you can switch without thinking. Drill 4. Pause tolerance. Record yourself asking a question and then holding 3 beats of silence. Train your body to enjoy the quiet. Drill 5. Exit lines. Practice 3 clean exits, time-bound, value-bound, curiosity-bound, until they're smooth. Repetition builds smoothness. Smoothness reads as confidence. For men who struggle to start, use the micro-approach formula anywhere. Soft opener, identity ping, mini challenge. Soft opener, quick opinion. Identity ping. I value honest talk more than small talk. Mini challenge. Give me 1 bold take or I'll assume you're boring. Delivered with a smile, this is playful and polarizing in the right way. If she laughs and delivers, you've got spark. If she balks, you lighten and pivot. Fair, we'll work up to it. You do not demand. You invite desire to meet you. Let's answer a few common edge cases so you never feel stuck. If she is with friends, address the group briefly and then isolate ethically. I'm stealing her for 60 seconds to argue about morning rituals. I'll return her promptly. Smile at the group, pivot to her, deliver your exchange, then return her. If she is working, respect the context. You look focused. 60 seconds, then I'll vanish. Keep it literal. If you run into an ex or a rival in the same space, do not comment. Your attention is a resource. Withdraw it from drama. Focus on your conversation. Leadership is selective attention. If she throws a hard test, sarcasm or superiority, you do not match hostility with hostility. You match energy with clarity and humor. If you're trying to scare me, you'll need sharper tools, said lightly, then immediately pivot to curiosity. What do you actually enjoy when you drop the armor? If she remains combative, exit respectfully. Not my energy tonight. Be well. Walking away cleanly is a masculine sentence. When you debrief after interactions, do not obsess over the outcome. Review your process. Did you open clearly? Did you run the recognition, mischief, challenge, warmth loop? Did you ask tiered questions? Did you make a clean exit? 2 adjustments per day compound faster than 10 anxieties. Focus on 1 improvement. Smoother pauses, clearer standards, sharper observations, better exits. Keep a simple scorecard. Approach, frame set, 1 laugh, 1 reveal, 1 plan, or 1 clean exit. Aim for reps, not perfection. Remember, women are not evaluating your words in isolation. They are feeling your presence, your self-command, your generosity, and your backbone. When your language reflects a man who enjoys himself, respects his time, invites play, and enforces standards, conversation becomes a pleasure for both of you. Attraction is not a trick. It's a truthful alignment experienced as spark. So let's consolidate your new blueprint in a living sequence you can run tonight. You enter and choose your target not by beauty alone, but by energy you respect. You approach with observation plus clean intention. You set a time container. You run the recognition, mischief, challenge, warmth loop. You use tiered questions to contour identity. You avoid filler validation. You use calibrated recognition tied to character. You balance lightness and depth through emotional contrast. You make small leadership requests that build a compliance ladder. You handle tests with calm humor and clarity. You exit at the peak with a time-bound, value-bound, or curiosity-bound close. You set logistics with concise forks. You text with purpose. You date with safety, sorting, and spark. You create 1 peak moment and 1 signature line. You escalate ethically or you exit clean. You debrief and refine 1 element at a time. Speak like a man who has nothing to prove and everything to offer. Be precise, be playful, be decisive. Let your pauses breathe. Let your standards lead. Let your curiosity make her feel more herself than before you arrived. This is the deadly art of talking to women. Deadly not because it harms, but because it kills the needy, noisy habits that keep you unseen. Use it well, and watch how quickly the room begins to notice the man who does not audition. He invites, he decides, and he leaves a wake of curiosity wherever he goes.